G'day, I'm Kenny Roo from Kangaroo Energy. If you're planning a home battery in Australia, or even just thinking about it, this video is important. Because from May 2026, the rules around battery rebates are changing, and if you don't understand those changes properly, you could end up paying more than you need to, or installing a system that doesn't actually suit your home. So today I'm going to explain what's changing, why it's changing, and what it really means for everyday Australian households. Let's start by clearing up the biggest myth I hear almost every week. The battery rebate is not ending, the government is not cancelling battery support, and home batteries are not suddenly becoming a bad investment. In fact, battery systems will continue to be supported right through to 2030. What is changing is how the rebate works, how it reduces over time, and how battery size affects how much support you receive. So why is the government making these changes? The answer is actually very simple. Australia's battery rebate program has been extremely successful. More households adopted batteries faster than expected. That's great news for energy independence and lower bills. But it also means the funding needs to last longer. Instead of cancelling the program or cutting it short, the government decided to reshape it. They adjusted the rules so support continues, but in a more controlled and targeted way. Now let's talk about what is not changing, because this is where a lot of confusion comes from. Battery systems up to 100 kilowatt hours are still eligible under the program. However, only the first 50 kilowatt hours can ever receive rebates. That hasn't changed. Battery rebates still come through small-scale technology certificates, or STCs, and the installation date still locks in your rebate level. So yes, batteries are still supported. Now let's get into the two big changes that start from the 1st of May 2026. The first change is how often rebates reduce. From 2026 onward, the STC factor will drop twice every year, once in January and once again in July. This means timing matters far more than it used to. If you install earlier, you receive more support. If you wait longer, the rebate becomes smaller. Same battery, same home. Different outcome. Here's a simple way to think about it. A homeowner installs a battery early in 2026 and receives a higher rebate. Another homeowner installs the same system in 2027 and receives less. By 2028, the rebate is smaller again, and by 2030, the support is significantly reduced. That's why understanding timing is now critical. Now let's talk about the second change, and this is the most important one. From May 2026, the rebate will depend on battery size. Smaller batteries will receive stronger support, larger batteries will receive reduced support. This is a major shift. Here's how it works in simple terms. The first portion of your battery receives the strongest rebate. As battery size increases, the rebate tapers down. For example, the first part of a battery receives full support, and the next section receives less, and anything beyond that receives very little rebate benefit. This means larger batteries still work, but the rebate drops sharply as size increases. In real-world terms, this is what happens on a quote. The first section of the battery attracts the highest rebate. The next section attracts a reduced rebate. Anything beyond that receives minimal support. This structure encourages right-sized systems, not oversized systems designed purely to chase rebates. And this leads to an important takeaway. Oversizing a battery just for rebate value will no longer make sense. Bigger does not automatically mean better, and bigger does not automatically mean cheaper. A battery needs to match how your household actually uses energy, not just how impressive it looks on paper. Let's talk about real homes. A smaller household with modest evening usage doesn't need a massive battery. A medium household with solar and nighttime consumption needs a balanced system. A larger household may need more storage, but only if their usage justifies it. From 2026 onward, smart design matters more than size. These changes are designed to encourage better energy decisions. Not bigger systems, not smaller systems, just the right system for your home. If you're planning a battery installation, here's what you should focus on. Understand your household energy usage, understand how much backup power you actually need, understand how rebate reductions affect timing, and most importantly, don't rush into a system without proper advice. Here are the key dates you should remember. From now until the 30th of April 2026, current rebate rules apply. From the 1st of May 2026, new STC factors and battery size tapering begin, and every January and July after that, the rebate steps down again. From May 2026, batteries still make sense. Solar plus storage is still the future, but only when systems are designed properly, only when the numbers make sense, and only when the system matches how you actually live. Thanks for watching. If you want honest, no sales pressure explanations about solar, batteries and real-world costs, subscribe to Kangaroo Energy. More updates, real numbers and smarter energy decisions every week. I'm Kenny Roo. See you in the next one.